Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast presented by DJ City and Beat Source. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. We got DJ Never here.
Yo, what up?
We got Jamie the Great.
Yeah, what up?
And we got a special guest from New York, one of New York's finest. Me and him kind of bonded over the pandemic.
Aww.
He had a dope stream. I actually went to go check him in New York at a couple spots. He's doing his thing in New York. He also works with 3 Day Weekend, which is like a DJ agency. And he's here in Vegas. I think he's wilding out. He's already drink a quarter of a bottle of tequila, and he's going into our little sponsored mix.
He's taking advantage of his trip to Vegas.
I know, man. He's really Vegasing it up.
He's
today.
doing it big, man.
Hey, yo, let's make some noise for DJ Marco Penta. Marco. What up, fam? What's good?
What up, fam? Thank you so much for having me. I'm humbled. I love you guys. I've been listening since day one.
Oh, for real? Day one?
Yep, SoundCloud, yo.
Shit. Hey,
Rough
yo,
days.
it's good to have you here. You're just here to fuck around and just kind of see what's good, or just hang out.
Yeah, I'm here to clean up, rebuild after EDC destroyed Vegas.
You're coming to Vegas right after EDC, a day after and shit like that.
Yeah, it was a last minute trip. A friend of mine, he got a suite and stuff. So I was like, yo, let's party. I wanted to come check out, see what the Vegas scene was like. And
when was the last time you were in Vegas?
Honestly, I was here about a year or two ago. We did a takeover at Jewel. At R.O.A.D.
3 Day Weekend.
3 Day Weekend takeover, but I was only there for a night. So now I'm staying here longer, so just see what the market is like and stuff. So, because I know a lot of our guys play out here.
Yeah.
So I want to, just network and meet up with the people that I work with consistently.
Yeah. Some of the DJs on 3 Day Weekend would be like Spider, E-Rock, Neil Jackson,
Bella Fiasco,
Romeo
Reyes,
the Captains, Tina T.
Quiz.
Yeah,
right.
Love Quiz.
It goes on and on and on, right? We're probably missing some people too, but
no, I think that's pretty much it. So
actually, Fashion used to be on with you guys.
Ooh. Too soon. Jesus Christ, Crooked.
I know, right?
That fucking mixed up drink is getting to you too quick.
Nah,
Mark happened to turn red once you said that. He's like, oh fuck, here we go.
Oh shit, man.
Here
What,
you go.
Eddie?
I'm gonna get that call. No, I love Fashion. Fashion's the best. He just went his separate ways, but
Yeah.
I still love that dude. I look up to him too. So
He went back to the dark side.
Yeah.
What do you call that? In
Lord Sif.
Went back to Lord said,
Ooh, what is in this drink?
I'm the one that's supposed to be drinking.
Oh shit.
What was that shit? The WWE when Hulk Hogan would go to the dark side?
yeah, when he turned heel.
Heel?
Yeah, heel.
Was that the
dark
side?
Yeah, heel and babyface. Okay. So he went from babyface to heel.
So he's a Sith Lord now.
Yeah. He's Hollywood Hogan.
Fashion is back to the Sith Lord.
Full disclaimer: the thoughts and opinions of R.O.A.D podcast are strictly their own, and not me and 3 Day Weekend.
That's us. Allegedly.
So what do you do for 3 Day Weekend? DJ agency.
So
you must deal with all the crybabies. Where's my flights? Where's my hotel?
Can you book me here?
Why'd you book the flight so early?
Why am I not here?
Right?
Really, Spirit Airlines.
Is that what you're doing?
Oh no, we're a step above Spirit. Come on, man, Delta for life. So yeah,
Delta's probably the best airline right now.
I think so.
I think so
It's
too.
always been, yeah.
American Airlines used to be dope, but probably in the past 10 years they fell the fuck off.
yeah.
And then United fell off when they merged with Continental. I think that was a fucking wrap.
Yeah.
And
JetBlue.
I remember East Coast motherfuckers loved JetBlue.
Oh man, because it was cheap back in the days. Then their prices just went up, and it was just like.
But they were also ahead of the technology.
Yeah.
So JetBlue in the 2000s were the first planes where every seat had a headrest.
Yeah.
A TV in the headrest.
Oh.
That wasn't like a standard thing.
I used to love flying Virgin because Virgin had all that.
Yeah, I mean Virgin was
That shit
It was like
a nightclub.
like a shuttle,
That shit was dope as
Virgin
fuck.
was
like a
crazy.
space shuttle. Yeah.
I don't know what happened to them, but they just fell off.
Virgin felt like, remember that movie like the Odyssey, the Space Odyssey 2001?
Yeah.
I felt like I was in like 2001 Space
I
Odyssey.
thought I was in Soul Plane.
Yeah.
Soul
I don't know
Plane.
about Soul Plane.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
I thought we're talking back to Spirit now. Why are people wilding the fuck out on flights nowadays?
Bro, it's
so
crazy.
crazy. I've been the past couple flights I've had. I've had dudes like, have I said this before?
Oh no, I think you said it. I'm not sure, but you can re-say it. Yeah.
Yo, just like these fucking dudes were like having heart attacks on the plane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And, like turning color
Yeah.
or some shit like that.
Like
to
they're just
zombies.
doing so much drugs.
Yeah.
Like literally, there was a guy who was turning blue who was seated behind me.
Was they leaving Vegas or?
Yeah, we were in the air.
Must have hang out with Rico.
He looked like so out of it, and of course they were both white dudes, and it happened at the same exact time. Like
They were sitting next to each other.
the dude just looked like he did not know where he was, and then he wasn't breathing.
Oof.
And then he was kind of like, and he was, and I've never seen anyone literally turn blue. Like the color in his face was going away.
Man.
That's crazy.
And they went on the fucking loudspeaker that says, "Is there a doctor anywhere? Is there a doctor?"
Was there a doctor on the plane?
No, there's a bunch of DJs though.
There was this one dude. There was this one dude, and his wife was like, "Yo, like, stand up.
Step the fuck up.
He was like,
This is your time to shine. Fourth quarter.
He was like, I'm a physical therapist. No, but
I'm a psychologist. What am I going to ask him?
I feel like everyone's wilding out on planes. This is just crazy right now. I don't know if it's just me.
Nah.
It's not on my flights. I don't fly Spirit, but when I go on social media, it looks crazy.
yeah.
people punching each other.
It looks
and shit.
really wild.
I know.
Like people don't get that they're gonna get like it's a federal crime.
Yeah.
To like fight
Yeah.
on a plane. Like you'll get on the blacklist, right? You'll never fly again.
Yeah, the do not fly list. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Well,
man.
did you hear what designer, the Panda Boy, the Panda?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was,
Oh,
he was
my
jerking off on the airplane, bro.
Yeah,
And he
I
got
heard about
caught.
that.
I got some wild stories
What?
about not about jerking off
Jerking off on a plane?
Hey yo.
but I've heard a lot of crazy shit.
Some nasty shit.
I've heard some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Vegas.
Yeah. well, cheers.
And you guys wonder why I drink?
Cheers,
to
man.
numb the pain.
So wait, what exactly do you do for 3-day weekend?
So basically, I run operations and marketing for 3-day weekend. So
Okay.
so Justin he'll seal the deals. He'll negotiate.
Justin Zatz.
Justin Zatz.
He's the owner.
He's the owner. Yeah.
He's like the head. He's Sujit.
Yep.
Okay.
He's the head honcho.
By the way, he's one of the greatest dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear.
He's the baby face.
He's a great guy.
He really is. Like I'm very particular of who I work with. So when like he asked me to come on board, like I was just like, it's a no brainer.
Yeah.
That's
Like
dope.
I literally like. I mean, I don't like to say like we're family and everything like that, but like I consider him like almost like a father figure.
No, yeah.
That's dope.
In nightlife, in our industry, it's rare to meet like an individual, like a
Honorable.
stand-up motherfucker like him. And Justin Zatz is a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
that's
good dude.
and that's what like we take pride in with our agency.
Right.
We want to position ourselves as an agency that cares for the artists because
Jesus Christ.
we're here for you.
Violin.
Because that's what we're all looking at, a DJ agency. That's the first thing we look for in a DJ agency.
Is this
right?
his, is this his Yo.
Hey, we want to hire some DJs. Are these DJs good? I don't know, but these 3-day weekend motherfuckers care. Like,
They care about you.
they really care.
I feel like he's trying to pitch us to join 3-day weekend right now. It's like, well, we really care for you guys.
The second he brings up joining 3-day weekend, Mac agency, Eddie Mac gonna like kick through the door.
Just what the fuck is going on?
What you
over
doing? What you doing?
there? What you trying to
Who
do?
is this?
sucker?
Never, Jamie.
These are my bitches.
Let's go.
Come on.
Come on, let's go.
We're recording. It's like, come on.
Get your shit and wait in the car. Get your shit wait in the car. Let me talk to Marco real quick.
I'm from Jersey too.
Oh my god.
Omar's his backup.
Yeah.
Yeah, get in the car. Yeah, get in the car. Yo, so wait. So how is it working there? You've been there like a year or so, right?
Yeah, a little over here. I think my anniversary there is like in August,
Okay.
in a sense. So yeah, no, I love it, man. I'm learning so much. Like I wanted to learn the business side coming out of like lockdown and the pandemic and stuff like that. So
Because you didn't know if you were gonna like DJ full time, so you wanted to do more shit behind the scenes.
yeah, I mean, because like I DJ mostly in New York and stuff, and like
Yeah.
I had a great run 2019, but like
What's a great run?
great run is like I was playing about like 10 different cities.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but
Like which cities were you in?
I shout out to Audio One. He brought me out to the Bay. I played in Atlanta, Tongue and Groove,
Yeah,
Danny
yeah.
M down there. Charlotte, I was like a resident at QC Social
Nice.
Lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Dope
played
spot.
Boston, Philly. 2019 was a great year. I feel like I finally like got into my stride and I was like moving in like the right direction. So I loved it, man.
And then everything shut down.
Yeah. It was
And then everything shut down.
gotcha, bitch.
Start from scratch.
Yeah.
He's like, what is this streaming
With
about?
scratch.
I feel like a lot of DJs they want to travel, and then when they travel,
They don't want to travel.
Well, they don't realize everything involved in travel.
That's a lot.
And then like spinning in another city and like kind of like the pressure of spinning in another city, right? A little bit.
To be honest though, I love it.
Yeah.
You stick me on a plane, ship me to Alaska. Like I just love learning about the different markets. I always pick something up, even if it's just not the music, just like how they celebrate, how they party, where they eat. Like I just love the different cultures in the cities. Because I mean, America's a big spot, and like things are so different. Like, yeah, people say like, oh, we kind of play the same music, but no, there's a couple of gems in there that like are strictly local. So, and the best is to go to like a city where like it's not one of the big cities. Because they go the hardest because they ain't got much to do. So
it's like, oh shit, Marco Penta.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
From New York.
Oh my god,
New York's very young.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing. We got to get a babysitter for that night.
You're such a dick.
Yeah, we gotta bring in the cows.
Hey Jen, Marco Penta's in
We
town.
can't get a babysitter. We might have to leave the baby in the car while we go.
Yo, leaving the baby in the car with the AC on.
Yo, we should not be drinking. I recorded this podcast. That's all I gotta say. Makes a bad idea.
Shots to mixed up.
Yeah,
Mixed up.
Shot the mixed up.
Mixed up.
Shot the Todd and mixed up, man. I'm drinking a watermelon jalapeno.
What are you drinking, Nev?
Lemon raspberry mojito.
You like that joint?
It's good.
It's like vitamin water a little bit.
Marco
right?
Penta can't even read anymore. Look at him. He's like, what is this?
He's like,
It's all blurry now.
But you got the mixed margarita, right?
I got the classic margarita. It's dope. We got like an orange peel
They
flavor.
got
to it.
like 6 other flavors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're from New Mexico, man.
Moscow Mule. Yeah, they're popping in San Diego right now.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Anyway, so like with traveling, what's your favorite city that you've been going to? Because I see like whenever you go to a city, you do like this whole TikTok recap thing
Like
of
vlog
like,
and shit.
Hey, this is my Uber came fast and this is the best.
I don't do all that, man.
Look at my hotel room. The bathtub's so big, and then
Ta-da! Look at the lights.
and then like
This bar of soap.
Yo, they're really giving you a lot out here.
and, like this is the best barbecue I've had, and this
Listen, I don't know who you following, man. That ain't me.
That's so funny.
no, but like, what's your favorite city and shit like that?
I mean, currently, I have a lot, but like, I would say Charlotte's dope.
Charlotte, really?
Charlotte.
Charlotte's a really dope
All the
city.
cities you name, Charlotte's the one.
Yeah, man, because like it's a small city. Like I feel like they wild out, they go crazy, even on like especially like on Sundays and stuff. Like they just nonstop. So great people down there, great weather, great food. Yeah, it's a fun
dope.
spot, man.
Yeah. How's New York doing, man? Last time I saw you in New York, you were killing that spot in the LES. I didn't, I never really went to the LES like that. The LES is like really popping with like all these young kids.
It's always been like that though.
Is
From
it?
back in the days, yeah.
I don't remember like maybe when like in the 2000s. Maybe I wasn't going to.
I
the
mean, like in the
LES.
mid '90s, late '90s.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Like Bob's.
Yeah, I went to
Sapphire,
Bob's. I
all
went
those
to that.
spots,
Yeah.
like around the area. It was.
I always
always
heard
the
that
younger
LES.
crowd was always hanging out downtown.
Yeah, I wish
Really?
LES was popping.
But
with
it's
the
like-
models and shit like that.
No, there's no models. It's like more younger.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like more of a hipster.
Well, just like younger
crowd, yeah.
like almost like maybe a little above
who's not
college.
who's not really hitting the clubs, but they're at the age where they're in college.
Yeah, like college and up a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like the downtown of Vegas. Then.
Yeah, because at some point,
Yeah.
I think in New York in the 2019-18, like bottle service wasn't cool. Some promoters I would talk to, they would just tell me like, yo, like models don't want to go to bottle service clubs anymore. They think that shit is like
We're gonna go see.
Yeah.
Marco.
corny or douchey or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, some of them still kind of think that way. That's the thing. Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of it went out the window when the pandemic happened, and then when New York opened up, it was just like, fuck it, we going out. We going
Yeah,
hard.
it was like a crazy reset to Renaissance.
right. There was like no judgment. It was like,
Yeah.
yo, whatever. Let's just go out. You open, like let's just go.
yeah, people were wilding out. So
Is the energy still the same? Because
Oh.
I'm starting to see like maybe on the West Coast and certain cities that I go, like everyone's starting to get back to like like regular a little bit, like
Normalcy type of
like
shit.
yeah, like same old shit. We went out and it's like that pandemic appreciation like dissipated and shit.
It went away.
Nah, definitely New York. Like it's literally still in full force, still going. There's new clubs opening up all the time. I think literally there's about like 3 or 4 that are now set to open.
Yeah,
Like it just people are still going crazy. The only thing that hasn't recovered, in my personal opinion,
Yeah.
is just like the late night scene. Like they go hard early,
Right.
but then they burn themselves out. So
right.
but it's a very young crowd. Like
Even
literally-
the food like late night. it's not the same. Like there's not as many options.
It's
What are we
not
talking
the
about?
same.
Past 3:00 in the morning here?
It's like past like 3:30.
Okay,
so
that's the
3:34.
late
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, but in New York, there used to be like a bunch of options where to go. Like, for
Exactly.
food. But
Like-
even now, like, what's that Cuban spot I like to go to
On 14th Street.
Copiella.
Copiella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
man.
They were closed for a bit. They just reopened like a few months ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're back to 24 hours. Thank
Back
God.
to 24.
Yeah, man. I love that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird like that, where the late night isn't popping like it used to. So one thing that I did notice was that like when the pandemic, when it happened and shit was opening up in New York, every DJ was complaining about rates. But then in the past year or so, like motherfuckers have stopped complaining, and I heard the rates are going up in New York a little bit.
Listen, man, don't make it hot, bro. Don't make it hot, bro.
No, but I heard though,
Calm
right?
down, 6ix9ine.
Yeah, honestly, I gotta say, like, damn, I gotta let it out the bag. But yeah, no, rates are actually getting better in New York. But I
Right.
think the reason why is because of the competition.
For certain companies or all companies, all clubs, all venues.
Certain. So
Certain
I mean,
ones.
there's still like I won't mention anything.
Right,
What
right.
you
like,
mean
yeah.
by competition?
Like just the number of like spots to go out to now. Like there's so many, and again, like they're opening up so many different clubs and lounges and bars that like they gotta compete. They gotta like get talent. A lot of DJs like after the pandemic, sometimes they left DJing. So so like the pool of DJs of like I guess the older experienced ones got smaller. There's a new wave of the younger ones too.
Right.
But like depending on like what they want, what kind of vibe they're trying to curate, like it's very particular DJs that they got to get. So, and if it's competition, the rates naturally go up. So,
What is the standard time set time for a New York DJ now?
well, I mean, it depends. Like, you can go anywhere from like 10 to 4 a.m. or 11 to 4 a.m. But like, I mean, there's some spots now where like they'll let you get an opener and then you'll go from like 1 to 4 a.m. or 4:35 if it gets that crazy. But it really hasn't gotten that crazy.
Yeah.
So.
It's really like a 3 a.m., 3:30 kind of like,
Let out.
yeah, like crowd, like which is like changed in the past probably 5 to 8 years.
Yeah, and
I just think the younger gen, they don't stay out as late,
I think they're just more health conscious too. They're not,
but they want to do shit during the day.
Oh yeah.
I
So
think that's
difference.
the cooler shit.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like there's day parties to go to. There's all these other options to do in the day.
yeah, I think there should be more day parties. Honestly, I think that's the wave for the summer. I think there's going to be more day parties.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a lot of spaces in New York to do day parties?
I would think so. Yeah, like a lot of restaurants also like because again, remember when they had that like stipulations when they were first slowly opening up? They're like you got to serve food and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So there's a lot of restaurants and now bringing in like DJ equipment and having DJs too, just like an added like bonus and things. So
That's pretty cool.
There is like a limited supply of bottle service DJs, like in almost every city. It's like
Really?
kind of because it's an old man. I don't know if and you could quote me, like you could correct me if I'm wrong. But it's like an old style to read a crowd and keep the crowd there for DJs. So the next gen of DJs, I'm not saying all of them, but a majority of them are, kind of entering the DJ realm like artists, where they're like really trying to be performative and have a certain style and an edge and play whatever they want.
And not caring who stays and who goes.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they care about that, but I just don't think they're focused on like reading a room and being like, well, I got to keep bottles here and these people dancing and I got to switch genres. I'm like reading the room like, oh,
I
these
don't-
tables are like Latin. They want reggaeton. This table wants this. Like they're not like as in tune as some of these other bottle service DJs that have been like working for the past 10 plus years.
I don't think that's an old style. I think that's the correct style. Of
No,
music.
I don't think a lot of young DJs want to do that. Like, I don't think they're like. I think in the 2000s, all the DJs were kind of like, "Yo, I want to be a bottle service DJ. Like, I want to fucking, I want to be. That's where all the celebrities are going. That's where like
All the models,
all the models, all
actors.
like on a New York Post, page 6. They were
Yeah.
always talking about the nightclubs. Even in Vegas, it was bottle service nightclubs.
Yeah.
But now, like in the 2010s, and as shit evolved, it's like that's not really. It's kind of like an old. I don't. Am I wrong?
I think you're wrong.
no, honestly, I think you're like spot on. Honestly, so
Yeah, because
my
the whole
personal
thing,
opinion.
honestly, like there's.
Because I think coming up as a DJ, your main thing is keeping people there. And
No. I'm talking to the bookers and the bookers are like, yo, I'm booking younger DJs and they don't really get it.
That's
And I was talking to like MoMA. I talked to like R.O.A.D. I talked to all my homies, and we're like, why are we still working right now? Like there should have been a younger gen that took over.
I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we did, like never. We're still working.
I know,
like
which is crazy, right?
Like this.
We're still getting booked. Yeah.
But there should have been a younger gen that should have taken over the shit and just been bodying us.
Yeah, exactly.
I always tell you guys, DJing is so young. DJ still, and if you really want to give it an age, is maybe in the 50s. DJing is a very young thing. We still see Jazzy Jeff. We still see these older cats.
Like a craft.
Yeah, it's still a very young thing.
Yeah, but that's
it's like we've never seen a DJ be in his 50s or in his 60s DJing and killing it. So that's what I'm saying. You can't.
I mean, no, it depends on hip hop. Maybe not hip hop, but there's DJs like Junior Vasquez,
Carl Cox.
Exactly. Those are like
those dudes are killing it still. I mean, look at Tiesto. I think he's in his 40s, 50s, or whatever. But yeah, it's still a young thing to like.
Tiesto will never say he's in his 40s and 50s.
Yeah, but we know that because I was like 10 when I first discovered him, and I'm like, well, he has to be at least 30 here.
I'm not 40. I'm 30. I'm 32.
32. Okay, kiddo.
I have no age.
No age.
I'm timeless.
I'm
Timeless.
Timeless Tiesto.
Yeah, timeless. But that's what I'm saying.
A lot of people say I look 28 sometimes. You know,
it's not like you're so funny. It's not like it's not like a basketball player that you know he needs to retire at 40, right?
Even with DJs I know that started around the time I started, they just stopped doing it.
We're actually the first generation that kept going.
I know, yeah.
Yes,
but that's what I'm saying. You know what? That's just
we're
a lot.
like that's the crazy shit.
We're stubborn. It's like fuck it. We gonna keep
I'm
making this money.
I don't think it's stubbornness because it's the same thing about hip hop and rappers, right? It was corny to be in your 40s and rapping. That's why Jay-Z took off and he retired and became the president or whatever. But you still have right now 2 Chainz killing it, and he's well in his 40s and he's still making good music. So again, rapping and DJing are a very young craft, as you said.
Yeah, but we got Drake retiring now. Did you guys hear about that?
I don't think he's retiring.
He's not
He's
retired.
making way too much money.
Is he retiring?
Supposedly.
Yeah, he was saying that supposedly he wants to retire.
He has like 2 more albums in the can.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't think there should be a generation to replace you guys because the amount of experience and shit like that you guys have, it's not gonna be. These kids are not gonna be able to do it.
I don't think he understands because we're like the OGs, so we're setting the tone. We're like he thinks we're following a path.
No, I think you guys are creating the path. I don't think you guys are following the path.
No, I'm saying like all the DJs that we looked up to kind of retired, and it was like kind of they were kind of like, yo, I'm over this. And I gotta either do something else or do something.
Why were they over it? Because of the music?
Nah, but even like some of the DJs from the 90s and the 80s, they just kind of you get phased out.
Exactly, yeah.
Phased out and retired.
They get phased out and then they just like fuck it.
But you gotta look, and like by the 2000s when I was coming on the scene and Neville was like kind of like running shit on the scene in the early 2000s, like the past 20 years, a lot of the DJs retired. So it was kind of one of those things where even when we opened the store, I was like, yo, we got to like set some shit up because we can't DJ forever.
Yo, and I got to give you guys your flowers. You guys made it possible. Like when I was growing up, like, because I think I'm like right after you guys in a sense. I would look up to you guys because I thought it wasn't a viable career, but then I see you guys and you guys made it a viable career.
That's what I'm saying. Like you all continue the path. Y'all didn't stop it.
But we were never like superstars. We were just like, we were just like,
and we never had a problem with the music. We like you said, we adapted to the new music. We was like, yo, this shit is still good.
Yeah.
But a lot of DJs that was DJing with us at the time, they were like, they wasn't feeling the new music, the new hip hop.
But also maybe what happens is like some of these DJs we're talking about, they were so big and they represented like an era.
Yeah, of course.
And the problem is,
because I was going to ask you, what DJs are you speaking about?
Well, and the problem is because they were so big and they represented an era, the era ended, and then they're kind of like they didn't know how to like
adapt
to move on to the next.
Just to be like, oh, it's okay to just keep DJing because it was just kind of like, what am I going to do next?
Well, let me ask you guys this: do you guys think it was like an ego thing for them?
I'm sure.
Like,
I wouldn't say,
but we were so under the radar that we just kept working and working, and we were just kind of known throughout the industry as like, oh, those are the dudes that like they hold the rooms down.
Yeah,
but they ain't like big name motherfuckers,
Yeah.
But
so it became a thing to be like, yo, we want to be kind of like, we kind of want to do like bottle service like them because they're making steady money. They're like kicking up, but they're not like, and then they're just like, we just keep going and going.
Like you brought up, he's a major person in an era which is the boom bap backpack era. When that era kind of went away, Funk Flex came in, and that was his time to shine in the 2000s. So there's always that.
Nah, Flex is rocking it in the 90s also.
Yeah.
But he blew up more in the early 2000s. He was doing the car shit. He was doing the radio shit. He was breaking records. That was his time.
I think Flex was diversifying in the 2000s. I think Flex was killing it in the 90s because he had like his mixtape that went out on a real label. And then he had like the Tunnel mixtape.
Yep.
But
He had the Tunnel. That's it.
Yeah,
Right
but
there.
the Tunnel, you know.
But that was like what, late 90s, early 2000s? That's what I'm saying.
The Ford Flex, the lugs.
Yeah, he did the shoe deals. He did all this shit. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Lugs was crazy.
the Lux was crazy with the little spinner.
Yo, be honest. Did you guys ever rock the lugs?
Hell yeah.
I never had a pair of lugs.
You know what we were rocking Vasquez boots.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Vasquez boots.
Not even the Tims?
With Tim's.
They're Tim's, of course.
Beef and
man.
broccoli.
Yeah,
But
Beef and broccoli, bro.
No, but the lugs were like bootleg Vasquez boots.
Oh, that's what they were?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I knew him as lugs.
No. Vasquez boots, like not a lot of motherfuckers know about this. It's probably just a New York or East Coast.
Yeah, I don't
thing.
know
I think
what
it
you're
was
talking about.
the New York thing.
But
yeah.
Vasquez boots was the fucking shit. Like you had corduroys and you tuck your corduroys into the fucking Vasquez boots. But like the lugs literally copied like
The silhouette?
It was like I think they kind of merged the beef and broccolis with the Vasquez boots.
Yeah.
And that was the lugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were like, they were
But,
doing
yeah,
shit
we
with
would not-
Birdman, with fucking
We
Funk
would never
Flex.
I would never wear lugs.
Never owned a pair of
I
lugs.
did.
Never.
For sure I did.
Did you wear Carcanai? You did.
You know what? I
did.
I never owned a pair of Carcanine.
That's more West Coast shit, though.
No.
No, I had a
Serious?
pair of the kicks.
It was in New York. It was big in New York.
Really?
At first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was big.
I'm talking about the old Carcanai.
With the K?
No, even before that with the fucking
I never had any type of Carcanine.
with the metal labels and shit.
know, yeah.
Was that first? No, it was the K that was first. Because they had the metal labels.
No, that was first.
Yeah,
Metal
the
label.
Yeah.
first.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That was the original Carcanais.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
motherfuckers was wearing that shit. Yeah.
Nas was always shouting them out too.
Huh?
Nas was always shouting.
Nas
them
and
out,
Tupac, bro.
So you grew up in where did you grow up in New York?
So I'm from Midwood, Brooklyn. And then like I can't say it was like my whole life in New York, and then I moved to Jersey.
Jersey, you're a Jersey boy.
I'm a Jersey boy too, yeah.
Man, you're half Colombian, half Italian.
Yep, that's right. Half Colombian, half Italian.
Shit.
Damn, he got the good drugs.
God damn.
Is he Rico?
This guy.
That shit. I don't know. For some reason, Colombian and Italian sounds all types of illegal.
Yeah, bro. They make it and the distributor.
Is that
and the
what
I'm about
we're
to say
known for?
that-
Come on, man.
I'm about to say he ate good as a kid.
Yeah, he Italian and Jesus Christ.
Oh man. So wait, what were you growing up in Jersey with? Like Redman and shit? What was you?
Hoboken.
Nah, believe
Naughty
it.
by nature.
Naughty by nature. Did you see that recent interview with Redman where he said "There's a Dark Side" is his least favorite album?
Nah.
Oh, shit.
Are you serious?
He was in a interview and he was telling them that like "There's a Dark Side" is like the worst album he made. He doesn't perform any songs from the album.
That's like one of my favorite Redman albums.
He hates.
Wow.
He said not only does he like not like it, he doesn't like remember recording the shit because he was so high.
I remember him. I saw him do an interview saying that part.
Yeah.
That he was so high, he forgot.
He was saying that it was one of his worst.
Really?
Like he his least favorite.
Wow,
like
right.
like people who come up to him and say like he said there's shorties that tell him that that's his favorite album.
Uh-huh.
He looks at them like something's wrong with you if that's your favorite album of mine and shit like that.
Wow.
So you didn't
Damn,
grow up
man.
on Redman?
Nah. I actually grew up listening to a lot of 90s alternative rock.
Okay.
Believe it or not, yeah. So
Nice. You listen alternative rock like
like Rage Against the Machine, like Offspring, like Pearl Jam, stuff like that, yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah.
So you had like long ass hair.
It's not a face, mom.
Jeans, yeah, like jean
No,
shorts.
that's emo, bro. There's a big difference in that. So yeah.
Yeah, you were like in jean shorts and shit.
Yeah, flannels.
Flannels. I know what you
Yeah.
was.
I had like
No wonder he wasn't wearing Carcanine.
When the fuck were you wearing Carcanine then?
no, like I had a hip hop phase too. Like, you know,
Okay.
I went through it all. So.
I guess it was a phase, huh? for you?
Phase, huh?
So what was you listening to during your hip hop phase?
During my hip hop phase, a lot of Nas, a lot of Pharcyde, a lot of like, let me think, Biggie, of course.
So this is like early mid
Mid
90s.
90s.
Mid 90s, I would say, yeah, in a sense. So yeah.
So you started with alternative.
Yeah, so I started with alternative rock, right? I used to listen to like K-Rock back in the day. See, back in the day though, it was always hip hop and rock. You know, I would listen to both of them and everything. Like that was like the thing. They didn't really like stick to one and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least where I was at growing up, like everybody kind of like listened to everything in a sense. And the only thing is just like, it came to a point where I would listen to 92.3 K-Rock all the time. And there was a show on weekends called Solid State with Liquid Todd. And that's when like the industrial electronic stuff started happening, like the Crystal Method, the Prodigy, all that songs started coming up. And then I started getting slowly into like electronic music and like the classic house, like the 90s house and stuff like that. And then from there, like I would do parties. And then like I had friends that they would go to Portugal every summer. I have like some Portuguese friends. And they would come back with these CDs of like trance and stuff. Like I knew about Siesta before it really kind of like hit its stride in America here because of them. So literally like we would all just pool our music together. And then I also had like a Trinidadian and Jamaican friend that would also like, we would all DJ. We would literally just pull all our music together and we'd just throw parties, man. It would just go crazy.
Wow. I was just talking to one of my homies about Prodigy and how like just watching the video Firestarter for the first time, just hearing that song and watching the video was like the scariest, but like it was one of the scariest things I've ever seen. But it was like
that was the shit though.
But
man.
I kept watching it because it was so good. It was like something I was like, damn, this shit sound good though.
Yeah.
But it's so fucking weird.
Did you ever see the Smack My Bitch Up video?
Yeah. I mean, that was a big deal. The Smack My Bitch Up video was like, it went viral. Wasn't it banned from MTV, right?
Yeah, because it's like a first person view, right? The whole video. And you think it's like a guy doing all this messed up stuff in like clubs and everything like that. And
like
partying.
He's doing drugs. He's like making out with chicks. He's having one night stands in bathrooms. He's doing coke.
Yeah.
And he's like, the night never ends. He's just debauchery after debauchery. And then the end of video is it's a chick.
Yeah, it's a girl doing it all. Yeah.
Damn.
So
But it was like, smack my bitch. I was just watching. I was like, damn, this is what white people do.
Little glimpse.
So
That was really, for me, all of that shit, MTV opened the doors for that shit.
yeah, no, MTV was like, it changed everything.
Yeah.
Seriously. And like so much culture and everything just like right in front of you and stuff. So
Yeah.
and like the house parties back then were just crazy. Like I remember how you guys are talking about like the West Coast party scene, but there was also like a house party scene in New York and New Jersey too.
Oh,
as
for
well.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what was dope is like DJs even from like Maryland would come up, right? And they would play some Be More Club before what everybody knew what Be More Club was. So like it was crazy. So like literally we're just exposed to all this new music and like having these crazy parties.
Shit.
So,
When did you start DJing?
I started DJing, I want to say like around 98, 99 when I was like about 13, 14 or so. Yeah, and like back then, like I said, it was like still on vinyl, right? And there was like we had like the bootleg ass rigs, like literally like a CD player with like the aux and the RCA on like a home receiver. But we had the time of our lives. We'd be like to do a party, be like, yo, $100, and we would blow it all on vinyl or like the CDRs, and like we just burn a whole couple, And then like we just all take turns, man, because we also like we're DJing, but we also want to like talk to the girls and have fun and just socialize and just live our lives, man. So it kind of came to like a crash though, because like a lot of like police started noticing all these crazy parties and they started shutting it down. So
And this was in Jersey?
this is when I was in Jersey, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So wait, when you were in Jersey, like wanting to DJ, were you like, damn, I want to DJ in the city?
Yeah, that was my dream. And I would even take the bus into New York and stuff, and like we'd go record shopping. We go to A1 Rock and Soul.
Right.
But I also went to Satellite, which was more like the electronic and the house record scene on Bowery.
Yeah.
So 8 Ball Records was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 Ball. What was the other one that was on like Bleecker, off of Bleecker?
Bleecker Street, I think records.
Bleecker Street.
Bleecker, yeah.
I think they're still there, yeah.
They're still there?
I think so, yeah.
shit.
Yeah. And then we'd buy all our equipment off of Canal and like Canal Hi-Fi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I used to haggle like a motherfucker.
Me too, man.
Oh, yeah.
How much were your first? What were your first turntables, and how much did you pay for them?
Actually, I got my first turntables in the Bronx. I got one Technique. I paid regular price, and I got a
Like
German.
a 1200? No.
No, it was a shop in the Bronx. I think I paid. All right, I had $1,000. My grandfather gave me $1,000 to buy equipment.
Damn.
So
What year was that?
this is 1990,
And you guys saying, I'm eating good?
and so I bought a Technique, got a Gemini, and so the crazy part
So
was
you went to your grandfather. You was like,
I told her I want to be a DJ. Can you give me money to start my DJ thing?
Yeah.
Gave me $1,000 check. Got it cash. It was a Saturday. Got it cash. Instead of having somebody drive me to the electronic spot, I went by myself. I took like 3 cabs back and forth. Got the Technique. Got a Gemini turntable. Got a Gemini mixer. And I already had a receiver, so I used that. And I bought a double cassette deck.
Wow.
And I had speakers in the crib already. And it took me like I said,
That was a G?
$1,000, yeah.
You kind of got a little bit, right? Don't you think?
Nah, I mean, I had a technique, which to this day I still have that same
Yeah, but
technique.
the techniques at that time were like 400, 450, right?
Like, maybe
No,
I thought it was 350.
they were like 5 and 6. They were
no.
like pricey.
In
I got
1990?
it in
Oh,
an electronic shop in the Bronx, and I haggled with them. And it was
400.
Like, it was like 400, yeah.
Yeah.
The German I was like maybe 250.
Okay.
And like I said, I got a receiver, and I already had speakers, and I bought a double cassette deck.
Okay. So you didn't spend all the
And then the
1,000.
mixer.
No, it all came out in the mixer. It all came out to around $1,000.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I think I spent $300, $350.
Are you serious?
Really?
I
Damn.
got 2 linear tech belt drives.
Oh, they're a belt drive. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah. and then I just got some needles, and that was $350.
And I also had to get needles, yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have a mixer, Cook?
One of my boys gave me a Gemini mixer with the meters.
Not the LED ones, though. Like the new
Yeah,
ones.
the old school one. There's like literally one with the wood panels on the side. That
Oh,
everyone knows.
wow.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
The
about.
one from
I know
B
exactly
Street.
what you're talking about.
And it was like it's metal.
I know
it's a metal
exactly what
face.
you're talking about, yeah.
It's like really well made.
Freaking Marco. They were on B Street.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I meant Juice. The one
Oh,
in
the
Juice.
one in Juice.
What about you?
Yeah, no, I had the Gemini. I think it was the 949 that I got for like $200. And like the first turntables we had, it wasn't even mine. I used like, we would all like pool our money to get the gear. And then like we'd rotate it in each other's house. Like one week my homie would get it, and then the next week my other homie would get it.
Yeah.
So we could all just like take turns practicing. But it would be the worst with like one of the homies gets a girl and always spends time and like always forgets to pass off the equipment. I'm like, bro, where you at? Come on, man. We're trying to pick up this gear and do this party. Da da da. So that, and then like
So the motherfuckers who didn't get girls ended up being the better DJ.
Yeah.
and here I am, guys.
I knew it.
So wait, what was the first club you went to in New York?
The first club I DJ'd.
No, that
No,
you
you
went
attend to.
Which-
Oh, I went to. I wanted to say it wasn't Limelight, but it was, I think, Avalon. It was the one after Limelight.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think that was the first one I went to. I could
Damn.
believe it. Yeah.
And then what was the first? Who was the first DJ you saw? And you're like, damn, I really want to do this shit. Like I want to be like them, as good as that.
I think it was like Paul Oakenfold back then. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So you were more into dancing.
Yeah, no, I love like the trance and house music scene.
Oh.
So yeah.
Wow.
But the thing is, like, all the house parties, like, people didn't know that music. That music wasn't readily known.
Right.
So like I had to like, it was mostly playing hip hop, reggae, the dance hall and stuff like that. The Be More Club, which actually like took on, which was popping back then. It wasn't that like they knew it, but like they're starting to get to know it. So
Yeah, that was definitely the era, the Bloghouse era, the 2000s.
no, this is before the Blockhouse era. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. This is like, I want to say like I graduated high school 2003. So this is probably like 99, 2000. Like,
Oh, wow.
This was just bubbling up. Like,
Yeah, because all the Baltimore club that I started getting was in like 2005.
yeah, that's when they started doing like the Be More remixes of all the popular songs. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That's when it really started crossing over into
Yeah.
the regular clubs.
Yeah.
I don't realize that there's such a deep, long history with Baltimore club.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it came also from the car scene too, like the hot import nights and all those stuff, because those
Right.
DJs would travel back and forth, for the different conventions and parties.
Never, were you hearing any of that shit in New York or not? Not really.
Nah, it wasn't. I didn't start hearing it until I moved to Vegas.
Right.
Like around 2004.
Yeah.
Well, 2, 3, and 4.
I remember I would like trade music with Fashion, and he'd give me a bunch of these Baltimore club remixes.
Yeah,
Gosh.
And he'd give me like 30 or 20, and I'd be like only using like 2 of them.
You know what? One of the first remixes
I'd just be like,
I
what?
remember it was What You Want, Respect, Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And then the Postman.
And that one, yeah.
yeah.
And then like a whole bunch came
Postman
out.
was
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was like Dance My Pain Away, that Rod Lee joint, and you can't forget the Rockticon, Be More Singing Sunday one.
The outfield.
Yeah, the outfield
Your
one.
Love.
Your love.
That was
Oh,
a
I love that.
classic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I started playing that again.
I always play a Rock the Con edit on my sets. I love the Take Him to Church, the Madonna joint. I got that one from Curate. That shit always hits.
Yeah,
Every time.
that was a great era for like when we started being able to like make our own edits and play them in the fucking club with Serato.
Yeah.
It was like the best shit ever.
It was really good. Like y'all made like good quality fucking tracks too. It wasn't like it was 320 and it was good. It
Well,
sounded
no,
really
the thing is, back then we had to like record it in Pro Tools or Logic, so we had to know what the fuck we were doing.
So the stuff you did for the R.O.A.D, it was all mastered and all that shit you went through.
It wasn't. I mean, there was no mastering back then. There was like nothing mastering available for us.
Oh, okay.
But we had to like be like kind of engineers. Where
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if producers nowadays they're dragging MP3s into projects.
GarageBand.
Well, they're just dragging MP3s into projects, and I think they're trying to EQ things. But I think we had to be better with EQing like early on.
Yeah.
I don't know, like because we had to engineer our own shit. We had to like kind of do all of that, and that also helped with DJing as well.
Yeah, there was like no Ableton. I think it was mostly Pro Tools. Yeah.
It was like Pro Tools,
Fruity Loops.
and Fruity Loops. Yeah,
Fruity Loops came later.
I don't even know.
Fruity Loops been around for
Really?
yeah.
That was like
I remember Fruity
the
Loops.
first
in
software I bought was
06.
like that was like 2003. Nah.
Fruity Loops was 2000. Wow, I remember 2000.
I still have it too.
Damn, never kept everything.
I think there's another one, Acid or something. I think too.
I remember.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember like the first recording that I had to do was into like 4-track Tascam recorders.
Oh, that's-
So we didn't even
Yeah.
have computers.
That's crazy.
You had to really know how to like.
I remember.
engineer.
Yeah, I bought the Tascam and I gave it to you, Crooked, because I didn't know how to use it. I was like,
I never
you can
used-
have this shit, man.
But I never used yours. Yours was only like a 2-channel with like a 3-4 channel option.
Yeah.
But I ended up having to like. I remember back in the day, I was using like 4-channel, 8-channel Tascam. Recorders and recording demos. This is when I was like rapping and shit. But I had to really know how to engineer shit because I was studying all the hip hop and how like they were splitting scratches on like the left and right ear.
Yeah.
And all of that shit. That was a completely different time. Is this sounding like an old man fucking
Back in the
Back
day.
in my days. Back in my days.
Give me the old man voice, Crooked, because you do it.
Back in the days, you had to be your own engineer. We didn't have plugins. What was a plugin? There was no plugin.
No Wi-Fi, all that shit.
Yo, recently on Twitter, speaking of old heads, recently on Twitter, there's like this, like, everyone was like getting fucking like enraged about this.
Ooh.
But like, I don't know if there was a trend. There's a trend of younger DJs asking other DJs on Twitter like what they play after a certain song. So like, Lil Uzi Vert, I just want to rock. They're like tweeting out like, what do you play after this song? Just want to get some inspiration. And all these old DJs were like, why the fuck are you like asking on Twitter? Why don't you go and research and do all of this shit?
I mean, honestly, I don't see anything wrong with that.
You don't.
No.
Depends.
Here's the tweet. Question for all my DJs. What song do you guys play after I Just Want to Rock? Normally we play Sicko Mode, trying to match the energy, but looking for other ideas.
I mean, what's wrong with
That's
that?
a research purpose question.
They're doing the research. They're asking what would they play. They're not saying.
You think that's research?
I mean, they're asking a question. Yeah, they just want to get different ideas. I guess.
I mean, I've had that conversation with you, Crick. I'm like, yo, I'm getting stuck here. Where do you think I should go with it? Da, 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 da. You go here, or here. So it's kind of a research.
Yeah,
I'm on the
You don't
fence
think
with
so?
it. I'm on the fence.
Why
What do
is
you
that?
think, Marco?
I'm definitely on the fence with it. I'm with you on this one, Crooked.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I think it's like, it's one thing to say, yo, is this working for you or not? It's another thing to be like, yo, what do I do after
So the
this?
way he
Like,
presented the
yeah.
question was wrong.
That's probably what it is, yeah.
Because I think it's kind of like Cricket's my OG, so he kind of like, oh, you go here, here.
Yeah.
I think
So-
maybe there's like maybe a lack of education on the music, right? Knowing that I Just Want to Rock is kind of Jersey Club.
Yeah.
And knowing that there's a bunch of Jersey Club and Jersey Club remixes you can play around that record. And there's a bunch of producers and people that work in like that make those records and remixes.
But what if he's not? What if this person is not?
Yeah, I mean,
Under- like-
and then fair enough. But the thing is to kind of deep dive and know about what style of music that is, and then for him to just take it as pop music and mix it into another pop song, which is like Sicko Mode. That's fine. That's
That's a good. Way
that's
to go
one.
about
Yeah,
it.
that's a good option. It's an
Yeah.
obvious good option. But then looking for other ideas, and it's just kind of like you're taking from other DJs, and it's not like.
but they're not saying. They just want to get an idea of what the other DJs are playing. It's
Well,
not
that's
like they,
taking from other DJs because you're
but they,
asking,
maybe they
what do
wanna,
you play?
Maybe they want to see what they're playing, and maybe they want to match. They probably think, oh, maybe I could play something similar to what that DJ's playing,
Or they just want
Do
to
that
take
what's
the
up.
songs that are given to them
It could
that
do
are
that.
listed
Either way, man.
And do something easy where I don't have to get off of my ass at all and do anything. I could
If you look, I mean,
I could just tweet out a question and then everyone's gonna like.
But you know, everyone has an opinion. Everybody going to give their answers in either ways.
Yeah.
So
would you? I have a question. Would you tweet out that question?
I would never do that.
Why?
Because I'm an OG. That's why. but for for the younger generations, I understand.
But why wouldn't you do that? There's a number one.
And there's always because I'm from New York. I'm stubborn. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Because you have pride.
Yes.
You have an ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Is
like
that what
that's,
it is?
I mean, that's
I don't have.
that's the second thing about this is like, don't you have any pride not to put yourself out there that you don't know what to play after a song? Like, I just want to.
But that's the difference. I feel like the younger generation, they're gonna ask that question. They don't care about having pride or whatever. They just want to know. Yeah, they could do. What can they do to play after?
I wouldn't tweet it out, but
just like a Jamie, like someone Jamie. Would you ever do that?
I wouldn't tweet it out, but I would ask my OGs. Yo, I'm getting stuck here. Can you help me?
But you see, that's another thing. Why are you tweeting it out and you're not asking fellow DJs? Is it because
they don't have? Maybe they don't have an OG.
Oh yeah, if you don't have fellow DJs, what does that mean? What is that?
You're not going out.
But you know,
not going out.
Everybody posting everything on Twitch and on Twitter. So why not ask that question? It's like,
well, no. I mean, the thing is this: they're just red flags that we see in this post, and it's like we're overanalyzing. But of course, we're gonna over.
Yeah, we're over.
We're on a fucking podcast.
Yeah,
we're gonna over.
And we're
we
DJs.
have to, yeah.
So the red flags we're seeing are like, there's no pride, there's no ego, right? There's no like kind of ownership and like, you know, being like, look, I'm gonna figure it out myself and I'm gonna deep dive in it.
Yeah.
I'm not going. Not only that, it's like I'm gonna do the research and I'm gonna try to, you know, whatever, like do it myself and figure it out and like really learn about this music and where this is coming from. Mm-hmm. And then the third thing would be like, I don't have a circle of comrades or friends that I could like ask about this shit. Maybe they do. You know, maybe they just tweeted this shit out because they weren't thinking.
Maybe they were.
But if they don't have a circle of friends, that means they're not supporting other DJs. And it also means they're not going out.
Okay.
Right?
That could.
I mean,
I feel you on that. Yeah.
You feel me?
That's a good example.
Like
yeah.
if like I don't care how long you've been DJing, if you don't have at least 2 to 3 other DJs that you could talk to or to be like, yo, what you playing? Or you can at least go see them. You wouldn't be tweeting this shit out.
People are tweeting on every other subject. And they was like, fuck it, let me ask this question.
So I have a question. Do you like when motherfuckers do pranks on TikTok?
What?
I'm asking. Do you think?
I enjoy some good pranks.
No, I'm saying like
sometimes it's funny.
So recently, there's been that
sometimes it's just like fucking. They overdo it.
So recently, there's been that kid in London, right?
Yeah,
and he's been like walking into like strangers' households. He's been walking in their cars.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
No, that's
man.
stupid.
Yeah,
crazy,
that's fucking
right?
crazy. Yeah.
All right, so basically, it's like some people are gonna say, well, you know, what's the point? Like he's getting traction. People are noticing. He's doing well. So we can defend anything, right? Mm-hmm. So my thing is like, what are you defending with this? With him tweeting this out? In actuality, because we can tweet out anything we want doesn't mean it's right. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And you go,
and the problem
also they could have ignored that tweet and be like, yo, just worry about yourself.
But
figure out yourself.
But why are people enraged? See, like I understand both sides. I understand that maybe. You know, I don't think maybe it's just like lighthearted, like, hey, what do y'all play with this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe he was just in the toilet and he tweeted.
Maybe they got a small amount of followers, so they thought maybe the homies would hit them up.
Yeah.
The problem is that now you're gonna learn a very important lesson: is that the Twitter world, the internet, the social media,
the DJ Twitter world,
it's real out here.
It's real, and it's like it's not your world. So you have to know what the fuck you're saying, and you have to realize anything you share. Everyone's gonna see
and have an opinion
on it.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, so like there's a couple of important lessons in this, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of things that we kind of notice, and it's, you know, like we could even talk to these guys. These guys would be like, "You guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We have plenty of homies. We have this, yeah, but you tweeted this out, so you put it out.
You putting yourself out there on
right. So like for me
to get called out,
if you're gonna put yourself out there, you got to know how you put yourself out there. And if you don't put yourself out there, you know, you're gonna bother some motherfuckers, and you're gonna get whatever pushback that you may not expect.
You're gonna learn today,
exactly.
Yeah, because there were people that were enraged. C-Flow said something. I thought what he said was pretty spot on.
What did he say?
It's lazy and a shortcut directly to unoriginality. If you can't read the room, go watch other DJs. Play to see what's working, how, why, specifically in what environments and what they're playing. And what he's saying is true. I think that's not how a lot of maybe new generation gather inspiration because they don't go out.
Yeah.
And also, I think there's like a social awkwardness to go to a spot and not know anyone. Whereas when we were coming up,
also,
we had no option.
Yeah, we had to go out. Yeah.
You had to go out.
But now you have the internet and you could like you like I said, you don't have to go out nowadays.
Right.
You could just fucking ask the question online.
Or just look at TikTok videos.
Or look at YouTube videos or TikTok videos or
But I think
Twitch.
is funny, I talked to some DJs and they're like, yo, during the Twitch era, during the pandemic, a lot of DJs sound like a lot of other DJs.
Oh, 1,000.
And a lot of them do a lot of shit and act a certain way. Even like, I remember someone sent me a video of this like either Japanese or Chinese Korean kid.
Oh, shit. I know exactly what you're going.
And he looked and he was acting exactly like Four Color Zach.
Yeah, to the T.
Like how he scratched, how he danced, and how he moved. Was like
mannerisms.
It was the same mannerisms as Four Color Zach.
Cricket sent it to me. He's like, who does this remind you of?
It was like exactly to a T.
I was like, who's...
I don't think that's
No, that's definitely a problem.
we all learn from a motherfucker, you know?
Yeah, but when you're copying their mannerisms and their scratches and the way they move, and that's a little bit too much. That's more than just jocking somebody's fucking mix. You know what I mean? Like that.
But there's also it's not sustainable. Like you were in New York during that era, the DJ EM clone era.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That wasn't sustainable.
It wasn't. So because like not only that, like a lot of people that just wouldn't copy right. Like so like it was just.
I mean, there were some that were copying it really well.
Yeah, the ones that copied it well, like
they were working steadily.
Yeah, they were working.
But then
steadily.
again, there was they had no definitive style.
No, they didn't.
So when that shit passed, they almost got phased out a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Some of them.
I feel like a lot of them did get phased out.
And like we don't hear about them anymore.
No.
What is the tendency to just like pile drive on the younger guys? Like I'm not necessarily defending them, but like I'm just curious, like what ever happened? Like because I think it's just I remember back in the day the way you got put on, like you would just like you'd work for somebody else under another dude, right? And then when they couldn't make it or they were sick or whatever, or you were ready, that was your time, and that kind of went away. So I feel like we're kind of missing in like my personal opinion is I feel we're missing kind of like the passing the torch type, I don't know, ceremony or rituals and stuff to keep.
I mean, that goes back to Cricket's statement about where is the younger generation taking over.
Or where's like
no, they taking over. They just doing different things. They're focused on different things.
Yeah,
like they're focused. Like a younger DJ is not like, hey, I want to be a grunt worker for a nightclub.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what
not.
I'm saying? Like in the end, I'm a grunt worker for a nightclub. You know what I'm saying? Like I might be one of the better grunt workers. You know what I'm saying?
Just another working.
I might be maybe more well known than some other.
Maybe you clean up after yourself.
Yeah, there's other grunt workers that are like more well known than me, and they know other people. And they could bring bottles and tables, but in the end, they're fucking grunt workers.
Yeah.
But I think, especially when you have guys like MoMA, when you have some of these 3-style DJs, you know, and like we were talking about this earlier, like DJ curated parties are taking over.
Right.
Like I can't really think of many clubs that I want to go to, but every party or every spot that I want to go to
party
is a DJ curated party.
I think the big thing with that too is it going to translate? Like, yeah, you could throw a party, but like the party's so specific. Like for example, R&B and Ribs, they have the perfect spot, right? The perfect crowd, right? And it clicks. Can that necessarily translate? I mean, I hope it does. And I think actually Noble Slaps is actually expanding. I think he's doing San Diego too, right?
Yeah.
And he did it in Austin. Do you feel like that's going to happen with all these other parties too, in a sense?
I think it's been.
I think so. Yeah.
Austin was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I think early on you're looking at 143. You're looking at like Peach Fuzz back in the day.
Yeah.
Even early the Rub.
A do-over too.
Do-over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, you know, those were kind of the earlier parties, but now it's just taken over where like DJs know this is a viable option.
Yeah.
So maybe like, I don't know, like was it 3 years ago or 4 years ago at the first Beyond the Music retreat? I don't know if any of y'all went. I went.
I didn't go to that first one, no.
And everyone was talking about it's frustrating, it's hard to get work. And then everyone was talking about starting your own party. And 3 years later, like there's so many fucking parties.
Yeah.
There's so many DJ curated parties now. So it's like, what happens though, when the clubs stop trusting the DJs, or the DJs in these clubs aren't offered music director or marketing positions? When they should be kind of like influencing what's going on in the club. What happens to the club when they don't take the initiative to speak with their DJs and kind of like curate the sound that's coming through the club? And we're kind of seeing that right now, is that all the bookers are not necessarily music people. And some of them are marketing people, but from what I've been seeing, a lot of the marketing people are analytics motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They're analyzing analytics. They're not going out. They don't know really what like raw guerrilla promotions are and marketing are.
Yeah.
So I think we're just in a weird transition state.
Honestly, I think that all comes down to like Spotify and the way we listen to music now. It's changed so much.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think some of them probably are at a point where like, even if they are music guys, they might not necessarily know what works because things are changing. Like all these little bubbles are popping up where people, they want to hear one certain thing. I think that's why those parties are doing well, because you know what to expect when you go there.
Yeah, theme parties.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I mean, I agree and I don't agree.
Okay.
I think the reason why I think these DJ curated parties are becoming successful is because I think it's filling a void. I think there's a predictability that these clubs are offering that isn't interesting. The whole experience is uninteresting. You walk in, you get your table, you get your bottles, you sit down, and you hear the top 40 club music.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
You know what I'm saying? No. I'm saying like, and the thing is, if you have a good DJ, they take risks and they go left and right and they introduce you to new sounds and things that are coming out.
Yeah.
But what happens when the pandemic happens? You get affordable DJs, and these are just really good, like very technically skilled DJs.
Yeah.
But they're just not tastemakers. They don't know what's next. They're playing the top 40 songs. And I feel like that's what's happening right now a little bit. Is that a lot of maybe the tastemakers are creating their own parties. And some of like the like kind of the workhorses took over the club scenes, but they're not introducing new music because they're not on top of the new music.
Yeah.
So what's crazy about New York right now,
Yeah.
what I've noticed is literally older music works. Like disco is like one of the hottest things right now in New York. Like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And even some like the blog era stuff is like coming back in full force. Like a lot of the newer stuff just doesn't hit in a sense. Or if people want to hear the newer stuff, they go to that certain party that's going to play the newer stuff that caters to what they want in a sense. So, but it's just crazy. I think that's why, you guys are still working, because you guys know that music. You have that catalog. Yeah. So these newer guys, they're kind of, personal opinion, their attitude, the way they're approaching it is, I'm going to play what I like. I'm going to play the SoundCloud stuff, right? And I'm going to play all the songs that I personally enjoy. And if everybody else likes it, dope. If somebody's telling me to switch it up and everything like that, why are they telling me to switch it up? This is my, I'm bringing my crew, my crowd, my party and stuff like that. So they see as, and you're right, like they kind of, I don't want to say it's like dated to them, but like they would rather do a party, or they would rather do like a fun bar where they can just do everything and, bring in their friends.
Yeah. You've been working with 3 Day Weekend almost a year. You're coming from a DJ perspective,
right?
But now you're working behind the scenes, so you're kind of seeing what bookers want and what venues want,
right?
Like, what's the biggest disconnect that you're noticing that DJs have on like what they're doing wrong or what they're expecting, from some of these gigs or some of these opportunities?
Great question.
I think a lot of them are getting too much in their heads and they're overthinking things, which I think is almost a common thing. I think...
Like what? Like, what do you mean? Like too much pressure on performing, or...
Yeah, too much pressure on performing, when really they just gotta just sit back and realize that their job is about having fun. Their job is about being personable, being the life of the party in a sense, and catering to the crowd and just not taking things too seriously in a sense. Like doing it seriously, take it seriously as in do your job, rock the room, have fun, but don't over obsess and over analyze about things.
Don't just worry about only the set, you're saying. Like having a good energy and being personable and being friendly and fun.
Exactly. You have to be personable. You have to have like a good energy. The biggest thing I would say is have a presence. Like when you walk in, like you know who this person is. Like they, you know, they stand out in a sense. Not necessarily, you know, the way they look, but also like, you know, just their energy. Like, you know, they come in, you're like, oh, I want to hang out with this person. I'm going to have a good time like hanging out with this person. Because that's what a lot of these bookers look for. Those most of the time are the easiest people to work with too. They want somebody who, because I mean, there's great DJs all over, but at the same time, like, you know, am I going to be able to have dinner with this person, bring them out, you know, bring them to the club, introduce them to some of the big clients, you know, and are they going to get along with the clients, or the client's going to be like, wow, yo, they're a superstar. It's like pushing more of a lifestyle in a sense, and a personality and a brand, you know, because we're at that stage now where there's tons of DJs, right? A lot of them are great. What makes you stand out from them?
Mm-hmm. So when you're talking with these DJs and you're explaining this shit to them, are they mostly receptive, or a lot of them kind of like, I'm kind of wondering, like, you know, what's the most difficult thing it is, like the biggest wall for you to climb to like get into a DJ's head?
Well, to be honest with you, like that's not my place. That's not my position in a sense, because the team that we work with, they're all vets, right? They all have great personalities. They all have something about them in a sense, like they have their own thing, you know, so they kind of know what they do. I mean, sometimes I do kind of like want to give advice and stuff, but then I have to know myself, know my place, and fall back because I'm not at their level. They're way above me in a sense. So like I want to aspire to be that level, but I need to accomplish big feats, or like not big feats, but like I have to build my career first before I could, you know, start giving advice and stuff like that. So
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you think is like I feel like a lot of DJs, they hit me up. They probably hit you up, and they probably have this like fantasy that if they join an agency, still to this day, and like for the past 15 years, I've been trying to explain to DJs that this is a fantasy.
We've been talking about this on the podcast since we first started.
I've been telling this to so many DJs, but they think that when they join an agency,
their calendar's just gonna get booked.
They're just gonna get booked everywhere
off the bat.
Yeah, and then these are like DJs who are probably like they're working steadily in their own city, and they're at the best spots in their own city. But even at that caliber, they're like, you know, what else am I supposed to do? Except join an agency. They don't realize there's more to do after that. You know, but what is the like? I feel like there's this fantasy that they're just gonna get a bunch of gigs if they join an agency.
I mean, you got to look at it like this. I mean, you're not like, in fact, you got to work harder once you get into an agency.
Yeah, you know,
because technically you're in competition with everybody else. But like the great part in the pros of an agency is it's basically the relationships and like the looks you'll get. Like if somebody looks at like one DJ that's on the roster that's like killing it, and they've had them before, and like if that DJ isn't available, they're like, okay, well, let's try, and they'll go to Justin, right? They'll be like, who else do you got? And now Justin has a bunch of other guys, which again, it's an association game in a sense. You're kind of be bigger than what you are if you're part of a team, you know. Rising tide lifts all boats. That's what E-Rock tells us all the time, and it's great. It's great advice, and it's the truth. You know, that's why we kind of help each other out. That's why we keep it like a small, solid team. Everybody has their own personalities, but we can trust them in every single room that we put them in.
But like I get that that the agency's a community,
right?
But I'm talking about the fantasy that if a DJ joins, they're gonna get these gigs automatically.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it, because like you're getting like a marketing platform, so I guess that's what they see. They don't see the work that the actual DJ themselves puts in, because a lot of them, they think that they're ready, and they might not be in a sense, or they may be king of like, you know, their market, but they're not hitting the road. And like as much as like people say, yeah, we play the same music, this and that, every market has different personality, different like you know, certain songs that like resonate. Like Bay Area has its own sound. You play in Atlanta, it has its own sound. Charlotte's a little closer to Atlanta, but it's still its own thing. Playing Chicago, it's different. You know.
True.
I also tell them that if I don't hear about you I don't know if you're making enough noise. Because
Yeah.
I'm talking to every DJ in every city.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not mentioning you, if not, at least not 3 or 4 of them are mentioning you,
Yeah.
or they haven't crossed paths with you, then you're not getting your name out there. Whether it's remixes or you just traveling or,
Just connect.
you know, connecting or showing up to their parties or, you know, booking other DJs or I don't know what it is. Just being in a circuit itself with motherfuckers hearing you with edits or anything.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not hearing about you with other DJs, you're just not doing, you're doing your job, but you're not like getting your name out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, of course. And the beauty of the thing is there's no set solid path. We all have like different opportunities or different ways to make noise.
Right.
But you definitely just have to make noise. You have to get out there. And I think the biggest advice I would give in a sense is if a DJ's coming to your city, right? Or, you know, you at like a DJ is like, who's the guy in the city? Who's like the top DJ in the city? I just want to know like what it sounds like. Your name has to be mentioned in like the top 3 in a sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If you, but the thing is also, if you're not rallying for your city and you're not looking out for the peoples in your city,
Yeah.
no one's gonna say your name.
Nope.
no, of
and
course.
like I've been to cities and I'm like, there's like beef in the cities, and I'm like,
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
why the fuck y'all got beef in the city? Y'all small ass city, number one. Like, why y'all beefing with each other? Y'all should like be working together and doing shit together.
Yeah.
Yo, is there anything else that you like get frequent questions from other DJs that you want to address? You know, about like just agencies or their career in general?
I mean, a lot of them, sometimes they just don't even need management. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it helps to get to the next level, but sometimes you're not necessarily there, or you could live a great life, you know, in your own path, in your own lane, you know, just being the king of your market.
Yeah. I also think like consistency and like just staying in the game is a big thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it. Like all of us, well, maybe not you. You're kind of like young.
I'm still the rookie, man.
You're still rookie.
I'm still
But like
rookie.
all of us here, like we've gone through ups and downs, in our
Different
career.
waves, different
and some of the lowest points in our careers, we just stuck with it. It was
Yeah.
hard, and we were like we were stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were probably borderline depressed.
Maybe.
And there was probably a bunch of personal shit going on that we were fucking tackling at the same time. But then everything kind of like, as long as I always tell them, like, just, as long as you have your cards on the table, if you're playing the ante, that's cool. You're not going to win the jackpot every time.
Right.
Just make sure you can play every hand.
you stay in the game.
Yeah, you're just making the minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you're staying in the game and you're getting your cards. That's still a win. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I also think knowing when to
Yeah.
back out of that hand too. Taking care of other people, like your circle of inner DJs or like your community,
Right.
is also getting offered a gig, but it might not necessarily be the right fit for you.
This is perfect.
But passing it, giving the alley oop to that homie who is going to do way better than you in a sense, or it's just a better fit.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then one hand washes the other.
Yeah, for sure.
Facts.
So
It's funny you said the thing about keeping your cards on the table because
yeah.
recently Michael J. Fox just put out a documentary and he was talking about how he first started in Hollywood and that he was homeless. He didn't have no money and he was like, he wasn't working at the time and he could have gave up.
Right.
But he said as long as he had a chip in a chair, he could keep going. He's still in the game.
It's facts.
So that was
chip
kind
in
of
the
deep.
chair.
A chip in the chair.
Nice.
He got the chair. He got the chip. He could still play the game. He went on becoming mean.
Which
Superstar.
phrase do you like better? Chip in the chair or you got your cards on the game?
I think
Cards
both
in
of them are pretty sick, to be honest with you. But chip in the chair is pretty
The
crazy.
chip in the chair is dope. Yeah.
Nah, I like that. That's dope. Nah.
No,
I didn't even know Michael J. Fox had a documentary.
Yeah, he's been
It's
going
on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Oh, is
He's
it?
been doing interviews. Yeah.
Oh, shit. That shit must be deep.
It's really
Is he
deep,
still
man.
married?
oh man,
He's still married.
To
but
that
he's,
shorty?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's a fucking trooper, bro.
Yeah.
Chip in the chair.
That chip in the chair.
She's saying that shit every day.
Chip in the Oh my
Chip in the
God.
chair.
Chip in the chair. Keep Michael J. Fox around. That's hilarious.
We should probably wrap this shit up, though. We don't need 2 hours of Marco Penta.
No. Rome to the
Damn, man.
Just
damn,
kidding, Marco.
so
We love you,
brutal.
bro.
Yo, honestly, man, it's good to see you, man. We're going to hang out, though. We're going to go eat and shit.
Oh hell yeah,
Because
no.
you extended your stay.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, man.
Yep.
One in
And
Vegas.
appreciate during the pandemic, you were a big supporter in everything we did, man.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that shit.
No, seriously, like I love you guys. Like I've been listening, like I said, since day one. Like seriously, I love your perspective. I love your takes on things, and I always tune in every Wednesday, man. When you guys take that break, man, I was just like, damn, it's like going through withdrawals. It's like,
give me more crooked.
I need that fix.
Nah, I appreciate that, man.
No, I appreciate
Yo,
that.
Marco, much love, man. Thank you for coming through. Marco Penta.
Yes.
Thank you for having me, guys.
If you want to watch more episodes from R.O.A.D Podcast, click either links on the left or the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new uploads throughout the week. Peace.